What's going on, everyone? TomGorian here, and with the Formula 1 2018 season only starting in a couple of days time, I thought I'd make a video just talking about this season, about the Formula 1 2018 season, my preview and predictions for this upcoming season. A lot of new changes in the cars, of the regulations, and plus also a lot of things that we really don't know, like McLaren, and then where Ferrari were really on pace in winter testing. But today I'm just going to preview the Formula 1 season. I'm going to talk about all the new changes of this upcoming season from last season. And yeah, so if you do enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button, and let's get into the preview and predictions. So of course, the first thing that I really want to talk about is now the introduction of the Halo device. This device was used and tested throughout 2016 and last season, and the FIA improved of this device to be used in this season. So we really got the glimpse of the Halo device being used in the 2018, well 17 technically, winter testing, when all the cars got revealed. And to be honest, I mean, yeah, it does ruin the onboard footage, but I feel like once you get used to it, once you see it like multiple times in multiple different cars, I feel that it's not really a big of a deal. Yes, I do hope that they get rid of it for either next season or 2020, but you know, I mean, if it's to protect the safety of the drivers, then I'm all for it. But I thought F1 was safer before with open cockpit, but now I guess the FIA and everyone else doesn't seem to think that way. So obviously I'm in agreement with every single person who doesn't like the Halo. It ruins the onboard cameras, and to be honest, it doesn't really give the car much a better design. But I feel apparently aerodynamically the Halo gives the cars now much more downforce and aerodynamic wise, and now the cars are like, what, 2 more seconds quicker than it was last season. So we'll see how the Halo plays a part of the Formula 1 cars this season, aerodynamically and downforce wise. But to be honest, design wise, I'm not really all for it, and plus also I am also in agreement that it ruins the onboard cameras, and I don't know how F1 are going to avoid that. So now let's talk about last season and who really won as far as major development goes as far as last season. Obviously Ferrari did the most development throughout last season. Obviously Sebastian Vettel at the majority of the championship last season was leading the championship, especially in rounds like Hungary, and then in the closing stages of the European circuit, or the European season of the championship. But I have to be honest, if it wasn't for Ferrari's reliability problems, I could have seen them win the championship with like 3 or 2 races to go. But I do feel like Ferrari's reliability really cost them last season, and that really opened the door for Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton to get in there and sneak a championship, or well, both championships even. I feel that Mercedes were really tested last season, especially with the late rise of Red Bull in the closing stages of, well, closing rounds of the championship, like Japan and Malaysia, and also Mexico as well. But I feel that Ferrari and Red Bull really made significant gains towards Mercedes, but I still feel that for this season, Mercedes, as far as engine wise, will still be the team to beat. I mean, yeah, Red Bull and Ferrari have closed that gap significantly, but I do feel that Ferrari will still be the second best team as far as engine department is concerned. Also as well, Renault have made big massive gains from last season as well, so obviously they're a team to look out from. And also McLaren, Honda, they're no longer a thing. Honda has now moved on to Toro Rosso, and now McLaren have a Renault. But the problem is Renault have had a lot of engine problems in winter testing, so it's going to be interesting to see how reliable Renault are to McLaren, and let's see if McLaren can have any good luck, any better luck even, as far as last season is concerned, when they DNF'd, what was it? It was 16 out of this 20 races. It was either 14 or something, I'm not really sure, but I know they DNF'd some of the majority of the championship races thanks to the engine of Honda. But now they've got Renault, they've got a new engine, the chassis looks good, and they might actually get a win. Actually, I don't want to I don't see McLaren Honda getting a win. I just see them getting a podium if best, if they're lucky. If we have like a Baku race from last season all over again, I do feel that McLaren and Alonso will get a podium, but I don't think they'll be quick enough to get a win though. So let's see what McLaren can do. But in my mind, the teams to look out for: Ferrari, Red Bull, Renault and McLaren. So on to now one of the bigger changes of this season, as far as, you know, changes to the car and the Halo device, is also now the 2 added tracks that are now common for F1 2018. The first one, obviously Hockenheim, that's returning because now for some reason Hockenheim is now only available for the even years, so 2014, 16, 18 and probably 2020. I don't know if they can probably make a deal with Formula 1 to try and get them every single year, but hopefully we get the Nürburgring back next year, because I do miss that track. So Hockenheim will be back for the German Grand Prix, and also France is coming back for the first time since 2008. I do believe 2008 was the last time that Formula 1 had a Grand Prix in France. Obviously that was back at Magny-Cours, but now they've gone to a new track, Lee Casseret. I don't even know how to say that, but it's a long track, filled with long straights, high speed corners. It's really unlike Magny-Cours, because Magny-Cours, yeah, it was also known for long corners and long straights, but it was like a 1:06 for a lap time, especially with the V10 cars. And with these cars, you know, 4, 5, 6 seconds quicker, you could probably manage 1:01 or even a minute around that track. So I'm glad to see France is coming back for the French Grand Prix at a different circuit. So I can't wait to see these two tracks again, especially Hockenheim. Hockenheim is one of my favourite tracks of all time. You know, the high speed corner of turn 1, the long straight, hairpin, and then the stadium section. So I can't wait to see Hockenheim and the new French Grand Prix. So that should make 21 races, including Baku. There have been some changes as well, as far as the calendar wise. So as you can see, Baku is now going to be the 3rd race of the season, followed by obviously Barca, Monaco, Canada, and then obviously you've got 4 races, excuse me, in July. You've got France, Austria, Britain, Germany, and then Hungary, all in July. So that's gonna be really sick. August, Spa is going to be back for August, and then as you can see, Sochi is actually pushed back later. So it was like back in 2014 and 15, where it's now the later part of the championship, and then the championship finishes off with Mexico, Sao Paulo, and then the Yas Marina in Abu Dhabi. So only Sochi and Baku have only been changed for this season, and plus also Bahrain and China have also been swapped. So it's Bahrain 2nd, then China 3rd. So that should be the way. I feel that should be the order. It should be Melbourne, then Bahrain, then China, and then you go into the European season of the championship. But I do feel that all these changes, including the new tracks and also the changes of Sochi and Baku, will definitely play a part into this season. So now let's talk about the drivers and the teams for the 2018 Formula 1 World Championship. And to be honest, not really much has changed as far as driver lineups for Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull. They're all sticking with their normal driver lineups. Hamilton is still #1 driver according to with Bottas. Vettel is now still with Raikkonen, and Ricciardo is with Verstappen. Perez and Ocon continue their rivalry from last year. One of the changes though was from Williams. So obviously with Massa retiring for good this last season, everyone was thinking maybe Kubica could get the 2nd seat, but no, they've actually went for Sergei Sorokin, who I've actually seen some footage from GP2, and I can be honest, I actually like Sergei Sorokin. I feel he's a talented driver, and he's kind of like a young Max Verstappen, to be honest. But I just hope that Sorokin can get some decent points in his debut season. As far as the mid teams are concerned, Brendan Hartley replaces Carlos Sainz, because now Carlos Sainz is now a full-time driver for Renault now. So Pierre Gasly and Brendan Hartley will be at Toro Rosso. And then the biggest change, to be honest, is the debut season of GP2 champion Charles Leclerc. He is a Ferrari test driver, I believe. He's the third driver, and I believe he's only in Sauber to get experience for Formula 1. And to be honest, I see Charles Leclerc only being with Sauber for less than 2 years, and then when Kimi retires, I easily see Ferrari coming in and putting him in the second role with Sebastian Vettel. But what really surprises me is that they've kept Marcus Ericsson. Why would you do that? Why would you want to keep Marcus Ericsson in Formula 1 when Pascal Wehrlein did everything in Sauber? He scored, what, 1 point, 1 or 2 points last season, and yet they've still went with Marcus Ericsson. So I feel Sauber are only in it for the money, and it should be only a matter of time before Sauber, you fail to basically just die in Formula 1 thanks to money and all that. So hopefully now we can see a much better grid now, and who knows what's going to happen with all these introductions to Sorokin and Charles Leclerc. So now on to my predictions about who's going to win the 2018 Formula 1 World Championship. It's a bit of a tough one, to be honest. I mean, if Ferrari can keep up with their pace from last season, and if they can make a car that is as reliable as Mercedes, if they can upgrade their engine. I mean, I'm looking at the car right now, the side pods look sick, so I think Ferrari have nailed the aerodynamic side and downforce side of the car. But listen, the only way Ferrari are going to win the championship this season if the car is reliable and their engine is much better from last season. So I don't know who's going to win. I mean, Red Bull have made also significant gains with Ferrari to catch up to Mercedes. I just feel that downforce wise, that's not Mercedes. Like, Mercedes are really struggling as far as downforce wise, but their engine makes up for that. So if I feel that if Red Bull and Ferrari can get their reliability sorted and can finish every race in the top 5, who knows what could happen? We could get a three team battle for the championship. As far as who's going to win, I could easily see reasons why guys like Hamilton could win, Vettel, maybe Max Verstappen, maybe. I mean, Ricciardo's in with a shot, but we'll never know until the first race of Australia. So, in my mind, I'm only picking 2 drivers right now. I either see Vettel or Verstappen coming on with the championship. I feel like Hamilton will try and do his best to win the races, and I feel that Hamilton will take the championship down to the last couple of races. But I feel like the second drivers like Raikkonen and Ricciardo will help their drivers get in the championship fight, and then it'll come down to Vettel and Verstappen, and then Vettel will walk away with the championship. As far as the constructors are concerned, I feel that Mercedes, it's going to be one of those seasons where the constructors champions don't win the drivers championships. So I just feel that Mercedes might win the constructors title, and Ferrari or Red Bull will win the constructors. So that is my pick. I am going to say Vettel or Verstappen to win the drivers and Mercedes to win the constructors. So that is it, my preview and predictions for the Formula 1 2018 season review. I've talked about everything: the new cars, the halo, the new circuits, drivers and the teams. So that is it for my predictions and preview for the 2018 Formula 1 World Championship. The season gets underway this Sunday at Australia for the Australian Grand Prix. I will do a live, well, I won't do a live, I will do a reaction and results to the Australian Grand Prix. Hopefully the first of every single race during that season. So thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe to the channel for Formula 1 2018 content. Also F1 2017 career mode should be back soon. So yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.